guys enjoyed those two pieces. The Prelude and Fugue. That's actually the first time I've listened to this artist's rendition. His name is, I'll type it in here. It's called Orzo Mondo. So kind of specializes in this stuff. So I check it out. But his recording of his realization of the BWV 537, he posted in 2 videos, and then a couple months later, he posted the whole thing in 1 video. So I used the one from 1 video. And I've listened to that piece. I like that piece on the organ, by the way, and the electronic version. So I'm just very familiar with the opening of that piece, at least. Because I really like just how it just pedals for so long. And on the organ, you know, like the piano has immediately decayed. On the organ, the sustain and the power, even on the most pianissimo, is still powerful for like as long as you want. So that's kind of something, excuse me, which I like about organ. So it's my Monday Music Thrift, guys. If you guys know, every Monday here, the thrift store is half off. And I almost didn't want to go today because I went yesterday and I showed you all this stuff I thrifted yesterday, and I bought all that stuff full price. But like I said, they put new stuff out every day, and even when you're in the store. This is what I'm saying. Goodwill's not like this. I've never been in a thrift store or mom and pop thrift store. You know, usually the mom and pop thrift stores are like one-hit wonders. Like, I have a story for another one. But what I'm saying is the Savers place, it's like literally you have to stay in there like a theme park for an hour, because while you're in there, workers will be putting out new items, and they'll all be full price if it's not Monday. But if you really, really want these items, then you need to pick them up now. And so anyways, I think I showed you some movies and stuff. So I picked up a lot of, I dropped almost $100, okay, of thrifting, and with the half off and with tax, it came out to like $47. So, and I'm going to tell you, I'm a little bit salty about this guitar. That's why I brought it back out. If you guys know, I bought this Pure Tone guitar. I guess I still got a deal on it from this other thrifting place, or not thrifting place, just a kind of outlet place, and it's okay. I'm just saying it's what you get for $40. So, anyways, online, I think they don't make it anymore, but it's anywhere from like 100, a little over 100 to like, I saw 200. I think that's probably too high. I think the real price point is like 130 with shipping. So, nevertheless, I'm happy to have it because I would have grabbed it anyways. Okay, it's just I think guitars. Sorry, I understand that the audio is bad. I rewatched some of this, so I don't have a mic. So I understand it's like when I'm not facing it, it goes in and out and stuff. But I hope you can still hear me is what I'm saying. Anyways, I thought what I'm saying is I'll bring this closer. I just think guitars are beautiful instruments. You know, even the shape, even with the pure tone kind of thing. Like I said, I want to take that off. But just the shapes of them and I don't know, to me, even like the crappiest guitars, they have decent acoustics. You know, I mean, it has some sort of acoustic, okay? Well, let's put it that way. It has some sort of acoustic for being some sort of physical body. Now, is it good? Okay, now that's another story. Okay, so, but anyways, like I said, I just think they look nice, and I think it's cool to just have them laying around everywhere, along with keyboards. But like what I'm trying to say is I don't think the same like about flutes or clarinets or oboes or anything like. I don't know, those instruments. Like I said, I had a big spiel yesterday. Need to be in cases, and you know, it goes for your media and your small instruments or anything that has a case. It needs to, when you're not using it, it needs to be back in the case. You know. So anyways, so yeah. So I bought a lot of stuff. You know, probably. Okay, I feel like I needed everything, okay? And you're going to see, like, why did I need another one of those things, Eric? And I'll tell you why. Because I haven't shown you guys the picture yet of my garage, like I said, I've been working on. And essentially, like, I have another friend that I talked to, and I was explaining to her that what I'm trying to do in my garage is I like, definitely, you know, everyone has their own way of having, like, a man cave chill thing, but And so likewise, yes, I want to have a movie theater in there. I already got the projector. I have 2 projectors, by the way. And they're like really updated ones that can like Wi-Fi and Bluetooth and stuff. I thrifted those. I didn't show you guys those. On Amazon, I looked them up. One of them was like $150, and the other one was $100. So I mean that's what kind of projector they are. But anyways, compared to projectors like being $1,500, $3,000, $6,000. I mean, I'm really satisfied with these projectors. Okay, so I'm putting one in my garage, and it's like I have my piano in there. I like if you're gonna see that I've been trying to rebuild this car, the Civic, for like 3 years. So I need help on that. Anybody? Okay, it needs a new transmission. Okay, and I essentially have everything out. But it's just like going to come down to like just having to cutting the subframe, and then I need a new subframe. So that's kind of like where I'm at. Or it's like what I'm trying to do, and kind of like what I have been avoiding doing is there's one video. Okay, I have a 7th generation Civic. Okay, it's in my opinion it may not be the best engine or the most powerful. It's a rather weak engine, to be honest. Okay. They have a lot of other different Hondas and stuff with way better, more powerful engines. Nevertheless, I think people just did not take care of this, because by the time that they made this EM2 Civic, like people just treated the cars like crap. And every EM2 Civic that I have ever seen, even mine, okay, was treated like crap. So, or just driven to hell, you know what I'm saying? Or just used as like a pizza delivery car or something like that. So it's like, there's always something wrong with the transmissions because of that, and also because they're in snow here, so people getting just trying to floor it, and they're just in one spot, not getting anywhere, and then slamming in reverse, and then slamming it forward, and you're not going anywhere, just burning your tires on dry snow. Okay, so anyways, but so what I'm saying is there's one video of a guy pulling the transmission out the top, but it's like he shows you the whole beginning of it, and you see the whole interior of the car with everything in there. And then the next scene, he's pulling it out. I'm like, oh my God, like, what did you do? So anyways, it's like you essentially have to take everything off the side of the block. Like minus, luckily I forget how exactly it is, but it's a lot of stuff. And it's like includes like removing the radiator a little bit, or at least disconnecting all the stuff of the radiator to make more room. So anyways, that's why I've avoided doing this for so long, because it's like, okay, I have the transmission detached, by the way. It's like you can take it off. It's like I can't pull it out, or I can't pull it down from the top or the bottom. So anyways, that's that. So when you get in my garage, you're gonna see that I moved the transmission. It was on this pallet, just taking up so much effing space. And so anyways, it's still taking up space now, but it's not taking space up where this piano is. Which, okay, by the way, guys, I would have never considered ever getting a piano in this condition at all. No joke, it like just should have been thrown in the trash. But the fact that it was just next door and it's just been sitting there. This house, there's a long story short. This house, a couple houses down, in my opinion, and me and this other dude that talk on the street, he has a garden as well. I have a garden outside, a tree garden, and so he has. I think he told me he has like 42 fruit trees or whatever. Okay, I have like 9 fruit trees or whatever. So I mean 9 to 40. That's a huge difference. But anyways, because of that, because since we both have fruit trees, you know, we like to talk about our trees and stuff. And I like plants and stuff, and that's another story. But what I'm getting at is this piano was in there, and all I had to do, he helped me. That guy helped me, and all we did was have to roll it just down the sidewalk, you know. So that's the only reason I got it. But the piano, no joke, this is just one of the most terrible, nastiest pianos. And even after I cleaned it all, like it just still looks just got marks, burns, and engravings, and I guess you can say it has character. So anyways, but that's why it's in my garage. So anyways, I got it working miraculously. You know, you could not even. Like if you look at the videos, I posted a short of this piano. Like I got it this summer, just a few months ago. But I didn't. There's no video of me actually playing it when it was in that occasion. It's because I couldn't take a video, you know. But looking back on that, I wish I did take a video of me actually trying to play the fullness of the piano. So anyways, I got like a whole setup there. You know what I'm saying? A TV, another 5.1 receiver retro setup. I have two retro setups, is what I'm saying. So maybe that's why it seems like I'm getting so much retro stuff. One, because a lot of stuff doesn't work. Okay. And then I'm learning how to either just fix it, or I just want to troubleshoot and just see what happens. So that's a lot of the case with a lot of these things. But I have two retro setups, is what I'm saying. I have one in my house, and I also have a future setup or a modern setup. But this is like straight up just retro setup. And you're gonna see like the stuff that I got, more stuff that I got for it today. Anyways, I guess I'll have to show you the picture, but like I got so much shit for like a miniature library out there as well in my garage. I thrifted this like steel nail thing. I don't even know. It's like 6 feet tall. I don't know what it was used for, but I was like, oh my gosh, can this fit magazines and books? And I went around the store because they have a huge, nice book section that's always organized. By the way, it's like it's not organized by author and alphabetical, but it's organized by category, which is cool. They have like an arts, car, and sewing section, and it's like all the books are always there. Then they got like cooking, and that section, no joke, the cooking section is like 1/4 of all their books is cooking books. So I thought that was interesting. So, and then about another, I don't want to put percentages on it, but they got a good section of like spirituality books. They got a whole bunch of like nonfiction books, and they got a whole, I guess next after the cooking, it's actually children's books. They got on the furthest side of the other side of the wall, they got like just all children's books. So, the only children's books I'm interested in, is I'm trying to find the Garfield comics. And those, I'm just saying, that is something that it's like you can never find, and when you do find them, it's like people take them up right away. So I really, really like the Garfield comics, and the thing is they stand out because they were long and horizontal, and there were so many volumes of them. You can go on eBay and buy them. I probably will, but I'm just saying, for me, it's more fun to find it. That's part of the thrift is just finding stuff. And like today, like I'm gonna explain, I got some killer effing finds, guys. You sitting around, I see there's only like one. There was a lot of people earlier just listening to the bot, but no one wants to listen to me talk, which is cool, because I'm still going to go through all my stuff. So I'm going to pick it up. So I'm going to tell you why I feel like I got ripped off with this guitar right here. I spent $40 on this, okay, because of this. I couldn't believe it. They did not have this yesterday. I went to the store yesterday, and I can't believe this was there the whole time, and no one took it. And I was like, what's wrong with it? So it's a Gerard guitar. I'll just say it's solid. It's better than that. Like I said, this is like some shit, like laminate. Like, and I was telling you, like I can feel the space in between it. Like this is like straight up well, I guess this is part laminate, but at least the body and stuff, it's more painted and stuff, and it's just overall better. Even the fretboard's a little better on this. I can already tell. So, anyways. Anyways, all the strings are like really, really loose. I'm sure there's something wrong. No, it's so ringing. Anyways. There's a huge ring on this top string, guys. So I'm sorry, but it kind of sucks. yeah, so there's something is, you know, I gotta go find something on this. Yeah, something's wrong with that top string. So anyways, I need to look at it. Either way, I'm so happy. I got this shit for $10, guys. And so this one's even got like some kind of like I guess a thicker thing. It's really dirty. You know, this has just been sitting on it. Look how dirty it is. It needs deep cleaning. So anyways, but what I'm saying is, so, you know, on all reality, I'm probably going to keep this one at my house once I get it working, and then this one, it's going in my garage. That was my whole thing. That was kind of what I wanted to say. So this one's going in my garage, and this one, I got to fix it up. You know, I'm curious. I didn't even look this shit up. I was just like, $10 fucking guitar, I'm going to buy it. So I know it's not anything like amazing, but like I said, I can barely even play. I'm just trying to F around on it. And I've never had like, I'm just saying the other guitar that I have is Ibanez. Again, you can go look at my other streams. I showed you on the wall over here. I just never played it because I just didn't like it. I don't like the body isn't big enough. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't sound. That's what I'm saying. Even though this one may be like crappy like build quality and everything, the body is like no joke like 30% more volume. So it just sounds bigger. It's like a bigger piano. Bigger piano, the bass string's always going to sound different. So let me look. What was it? Gerard guitar. I tried to find a model number on it. It didn't have anything. Okay, so it's like $100. Yeah, it's like $100. It's like part of one of those. It's like exactly like this. It came as one of those like kits. You know, and I guess you can always tell it's one of those kits because they always put their name up there. It's just so corny like this, and even this Gerard one, it's even more corny because it's like at least this Pure Tone. I don't know which one's worse, to be honest. I'd say this is definitely cheaper, but this Gerard guitars, like I said, I'd want to take both of them off, put my name on it or something, or my cat's name. That'd be cool. So, anyways, those are the two guitars that I have right now, guys, and I gotta. This one works. This one's, I'll just say, I guess I'm happy I paid $40 because this straight up, all I did was pull it out of the box. I undid this. They had like a parchment paper or something along the neck, and then I just tuned up the strings, and it was cool. They're a little bit loose, actually. That's the one thing. This one, and then $10. So anyways, the next thing is this. So I actually got this a long time ago, guys, and I have the one for the original Game Boy. I paid full price for this. They wanted, I believe it was $7, okay? But it's a handy pack color for the Game Boy Color, okay? And this is like completely legit. It's never even been opened, so that's why I'm not even gonna open it. It still has the original tape, okay? It's been opened on one side, okay? Like I don't know what exactly happened, but essentially this is like factory new, okay? And I'm gonna keep it. I'm not trying to resell this shit. This I could easily ask $50 free shipping for this because of the quality of this. Not only because I have the box, it's never been opened. This brand effing new, and I can't believe they just wanted $7 for this. So, anyways, I have this for the original Game Boy, which I gave to one of my nephews, and I'm looking for both for I'm trying to mod my Wii. Okay, I got a GameCube playing Wii. Okay, for $40. I talked about this in another live stream. I thrifted that. Okay, and then I got a Nintendo. I want the Evercart for, and then I want the Evercart for the Game Boy. So anyway, so that's what we got going here. This handy pack color. It's pretty sweet. Very sweet, actually. Like I said, it's like I can't even open it because I honestly want to open it, but it's just I've never come across like stuff like this. just absolutely unopened, especially in the thrift store, because everybody opens everything to see everything, and then once they see that it's broken or that it's useless or that it doesn't fit their ears, and they just like throw it back on the shelf. And anyway, so like I didn't show this, but I got a Bluetooth wireless headphones. They're $50 at Target. I got them for $5. Okay, but anyways, I almost missed the case for it because someone took them out. I'm sure it just didn't fit their ears or something. So, but they fit me perfectly. So I bought that shit instantly. So I thrifted this a long time ago too, guys. And nothing in here is particularly like great or good. I'll just say it's interesting to me, you know, because I'm gonna listen to it, but I can't say it's like, oh, extra rare or anything. But I will say each one of these records though is probably about $10. Okay, no joke. These are all 78s. I paid $1 for the whole booklet. I paid $1. Okay, and it's all ripped up and stuff. But I'm gonna go through what I got here. Okay, for $1. And like I said, it's not really that big. So this is the Cleveland Orchestra. With Sokoloff conducting. I got this because this is Cleveland Orchestra, okay? And it's really easy to get a lot of Cleveland Orchestra stuff up here, too. So this is kind of the biggest one I probably got. I was really happy. I'll just say, because this is generally, I'll just say, you never see stuff like this in the record sections. I'll just say, I had to search through so many records, too. They put, this was a thrift store. This was not one of the regular thrift stores I go to, okay? This thrift store was like 35 miles away from me. I happened to be there because I was tuning a piano and I saw it. I went to there. They had like 8 boxes of 78s, of these 78s. And I went through every single one. And anyways, that's what I'm trying to say. Out of all those 78s, they had one Charlie Parker 78. So I got a Charlie Parker 78. Again, it isn't like super rare, but it's got him playing Laura, which is a nice jazz tune. Like. I got other chords. But that beginning part sounded right. So anyways, then I got this one. I got an Ella Fitzgerald record. And, you know, I guess you kind of see her a lot too, but this is not like a reprinting or anything. This is like an original record, so that's why I got it. So anyways, I just put those all together because that's how they do stuff at the thrift store. It's like there's so much junk everywhere. It's like you just put stuff together, and I'm telling you, like they know me. Like I drop $50 every time I go there. Like I already dropped like $150 on thrifting this week. Okay, it's ridiculous how much I dropped on thrifting. I'll just say it's a lot to. But like I said, when you see all this stuff, I feel like I'm getting, and I am getting. It's like you cannot find this stuff at garage sales, and more than half the stuff that people want garage sales, they want like $5 for a VHS. Okay, everybody on Facebook Marketplace, they're either like listing some shit out of state, and it's like they're essentially trying to sell you stuff. They're legit, they're real, but they don't want to have that PayPal fee, because by the way, that eBay fee is ridiculous. Okay, they take so much money like out of everything you buy, and it has so many different things that they can add up, and depends on the category and how much and how fast and how many pictures you put. But what I'm saying is like they take a lot of money. Okay, so anyways, but so here's the main book. They had a lot of record books, and it was just all stuff. I'll just say they had quite a bit of like early jazz stuff. It just early jazz stuff I just really wasn't interested in. Okay, one, it's just I only want the piano players or something like Charlie Parker. And it's just like you just never see that. So, but anyways, here I got this Fritz Chrysler. You know, again, if you saw yesterday, I got another Fritz Chrysler complete. I'm missing a record. It's supposed to be 3 records, but anyways, I'm so happy to get it because I'm going to listen to that stuff. But it was this complete work. So here's the real Fritz Chrysler violin solo. So it's cool. This is him not without an accompanist. Okay. So that's and look, this is just one-sided too. This is pretty sweet. So $1. So the rest of this album, the rest of this is all Duke Ellington. Every single record is Duke Ellington, and that's why I got it. So and that's cool. It's Duke Ellington and the orchestra. It's either him singing and him playing. And it's got like all these cutouts. Like I was saying, people did this back in the day. People don't do this anymore, and they put it all in here. This is from something else. Obviously, all the records are unrelated. This should have been all this Woody Herman stuff, but it's all Duke Ellington. And like these records have never been played. Okay, like maybe they have that mark on it. Here's like Duke Ellington. It's all Duke Ellington. Okay, and that's cool. So because I like Duke Ellington. Anyway, so these are those 78s. I got these quite a bit ago, actually, guys. I got these like 3 months ago. I just never showed them to you. So, anyways, I'm real happy to get a Charlie Parker 78. So here we go. I got 2 CDs. I paid $1 for each one of these CDs. And again, they're not rare or anything. It's just I don't have them. So, anyways, if you guys know or knew, I was a huge Alfred Brendel fan, and I've seen this CD there. I just never wanted to pick it up, but full price. So, anyways, it was there now, so I bought it for $1. It's a double CD. It's like never been played. It's got both the CDs, so that's really nice. Excuse me. People always be taking stuff out of everything. Okay, so and I didn't show you, but I got like a huge amount of Brendel CDs too. At this one other thrift store, they had like 10 of them, and I bought all of them. And this was like right after he died too. So this next one, this is like a really generic. This is like, no joke, should be like always in a $1 or less bin, 50 cents. But okay, because it's Naxos, I would say, anyways, I like all these pieces. I love them, and this is stuff I would definitely jam in my car, because that's my car. It's like, that's what I'm saying. You saw what I drove. I don't have all that. I haven't upgraded anything. I like having my CD player in there, and I like having my books of CDs. And so, anyways, I'm gonna listen to this in the car. So these are those CDs. Now I'm gonna go through these books real fast. What did I not show you guys? These are the books from yesterday. I showed you. Sorry, I need to get my the books I got from today. Okay, yeah. So the books I got from today are not really history based, but just more interest based. So I'm gonna go. So one, I got the Star Wars book. Okay, Planet of Twilight. It's got, you can see all those characters or whatever, and it looks like it's been read one time. That's probably it. And anyways, I just want it on my shelf too. I'm definitely gonna read it though, because I don't do a lot of travel, but I do a lot of regular travel. And there's just a lot of times when I just don't want to be on my phone, and you always have to find a charger, and it's like people are always sitting everywhere. Like the airport has its own etiquette. I'm not even gonna get started. So that's why I want the books, okay? Because that's when I will read them on the plane and stuff. And it's the perfect stuff to have when you're trying to go to sleep on the plane, especially when everything is so uncomfortable. Bring a book, and at least something that interests you, but it'll make you go to sleep. It makes me go to sleep. So anyways, the next thing is I got all these for $1 too, all these Star Treks. So yes, like I said in another one of my live streams, I am trying to collect all the Star Treks on multiple formats, but first, really, I want them all on the VHS. It's like 170 VHS, and that weighs a lot too. You guys won't believe how heavy VHS. Like one VHS isn't that bad, but when you start getting into the hundreds of VHS, oh my god, man. You're gonna need like something to like cart it around. So anyways, I got all these Star Trek books. I like Star Trek, okay? And it looks like they've all been read one time. Okay, so now the last book, okay? Again, my channel is not a joke, okay? And if you want to know my beliefs and stuff, ARE, Edgar Casey, okay? Over 300 books written about him. I think I've talked about this again in one of my past live streams. But here's the actual book. The man who astounded people, he says New York City, Los Angeles, and San Francisco are going to be like gone by earthquakes. He diagnosed people by going to sleep twice a day free of charge, and diagnosed people for all around the world, and gave them a holistic way to solve their ailments. And not only it's a whole. I mean, I can't even explain it. Holistic isn't even the word. So, but and if you followed his thing to the T, usually like the result would always be positive. Anyways, he would speak in differently. He only went to like middle school. That was his language. he read the Bible twice a year for 40 years. He's a Southern Kentucky Baptist, and he held a men's Bible study class that whole 40 years, while he read the Bible twice a year. He has over 14,000 readings that were all written by a stenographer. A lot of people don't realize too, like more than half of the readings and questions that everybody asked Edgar Casey are about the life of Jesus, and so that's like the ultimate interest for me. It's like, how can you not, if you love Jesus and stuff, how can you, again, if you love Beethoven so much, how can you not want to know about Czerny, you know? So anyways, how can you not want to know all this stuff about Jesus then? So it's very interesting, and I'm not saying it's right or wrong. It's your you need to make conscious decisions on what is acceptable to you, and for whatever reasons, and that's your choice. I'm not going to get into that, but I'm saying this is the answer. My channel's not a joke, clairvoyance and stuff. Like, you don't have to climb Mount Everest every single day to say you did it, okay? You need to do it one time, that's it. And that's it. And you've done it. You don't have to ever do it in your life again. So that's what I'm talking about. Like clairvoyance, it can happen one time. That makes you clairvoyant. You get what I'm saying? Astral projection, you don't have to like I said, when I was trained to do this type of stuff, man, I can't even begin to explain the mental training and isolation that's required. I wouldn't live stream it. I'd just say maybe someone else could do it, but I couldn't. I wouldn't be able to enter those states of mind even with a camera rolling. It cannot be filmed, so, or anything like that. It can be experienced. You can be there, and you can be there with your pen and paper and stuff. But like, as far as photography, audio recording, and video recording, no. So, and that's the thing, is I've astral projected a few times, and it was just barely baby steps is all I did, and it took months to get there. So anyways. And I've spoken with people, like a lot of, like, this is not, okay, I haven't put, because there's not a way to put this on there, but I've spoken to Godowski, or I haven't spoken, I've communicated. I'll say I've communicated with Godowski, and I've communicated with Rachmaninoff, okay? And what I wanted to get with this Edgar Casey, those are two separate stories, and they're really interesting. I never forget, this is stuff you don't forget, and these are states of mind that, like, just like if you're practicing a piece of tape, you got to practice the piece. You know what I'm saying? Like, every day. So, anyways, but what I'm saying is Edgar Casey, one of the stories and parts of his life that interests me is there's a story when he's traveling, and if you got to like understand what he did, he was a photographer, and he would like develop film, and that was like his main thing and his main love and his occupation, because the ARE and buying this land at Atlantic City or West Virginia, in the Virginian coast, and all this stuff. It's like, I'm not going to get into these details and stuff, but what I'm getting at is there is a story, okay, and it's not mentioned in all books, is what I'm trying to say, where he goes into trance, and he was traveling, and what happened is there was an outbreak, I forget, of like influenza or some disease, and they quarantined the whole hotel, which consists of like 130 people, and so for almost a week they were all quarantined all together, and like on like the second to the last day, I forget all the details of the story, but what I want to get at is an entity takes over his body and plays the piano, and they said it was the most amazing music that they had ever heard. That's the only description. There's not even a description of it being like classical, Mozarty, Lisztian, jazzy, or modern. Is it like a pop, like a pop song that's going on right now, or but only that it was a fantastic musician who had visited his our soul plane, the plane that we live on right now, and that we are living in. And so, anyways, I'm interested in that story, okay? And I've always wanted to know who is the musician, who's the pianist, the composer. You know, was it Franz Liszt or something? Was it Mozart? Was it Beethoven? You know, was it just someone we just didn't know? Was it just a good pianist? You know what I'm saying? There's been tons of just amazing musicians, you know, that just happen to be lost to history or just, you know, or are never just written about, you know. So anyways, these are the books I got, and that Edgar Casey one is a nice, interesting thing. I just really recommend exploring his life and his story, and his way, and everything that he stood for. So anyways, I'm gonna go on. I got some VHS today. This is what I want to talk about. Sorry, I got another book. So this book was actually a little bit expensive. They wanted $6 for this book. Okay, but and it's not like a rare book. It's Reader's Digest. But anyways, this stuff is like non-existent now, and because of it, it's like old encyclopedias. I don't know. It's like these are things that are just not made anymore, especially when everything is peer edited like instantly, and it's like, oh my god, like some dude is just like constantly checking this page to make sure that like all the facts are perfect or backed up, and with the citations. And so what I'm saying is, like, here you have actual publications with the books and the histories, and it never changes is what I'm saying. So anyways, and they don't make this anymore. They wanted $6 for this, and I like this because one, it's about my interest the most. You know, I know there's a lot of different histories, but I like ancient American histories, both North and South American histories, and that's the most interesting histories of all mankind. Okay, you can talk about Egyptians and stuff, whatever, and I'm just saying ancient Americas were here before. You know, that's the whole Mayan thing and pyramids that happened over. I'm not even going to get into this ancient astronaut stuff, but that's kind of like what it's about. So what I want to say is this book, you know, the New World before Columbus, okay, before he ruined it, okay, but it just has so many pictures and descriptions of so much stuff. And you know what's nice about this is artifacts like this don't really change. You know, they only get added to. So if you're gonna like look at a more modern book, it's only gonna have more information or more pictures of stuff you didn't know about. So anyways, this is I'm gonna really start with this one. You know, I really like this book. So down to the physical media, which I got. Okay, I got 2 records. Okay, and again, these aren't like incredibly rare or anything, but again, so they, like I said, look, they want $3 a record now. $3 for this. I got them for $1.50, and I'll show you this one first. Okay, I got this Nat King Cole record. It's not really like special or anything. It's not even in good condition. Look, it's all ripped. It's ripped in half. I gotta take it back or something. But it's there, and I'm gonna listen to it. So I'm happy to get this $1.50. That's cool. So the next one, this is like super generic too, but it's in quadraphonic record. And so I'm just saying that, and then I was like, man, Royal Firework music and water music and quadraphonic sound, like you're not even getting this on a CD is what I'm saying. Unless you're just getting one of those special SA Dolby Digital CDs, like that's what I'm saying, quadraphonic records. That is like where it's at, and that's what I'm trying to have it set up, both in my garage and in my house. And when I have that, I'm not listening to this record until I have the quadraphonic setup, okay? And I just know it's going to blow my mind, you know? And that's why I got this record, because it was quadraphonic. Okay, that is like any record that's quadraphonic, I'll immediately want more. So anyways, these are the 2 records I got. I showed you the 2 CDs I got. I got 2 DVDs, okay? Now, this has been in the store for like 3 weeks, okay? And it's just classic cartoons, volumes 1 and 2. It doesn't look like anything, but it's got all the stuff I like, okay? It's got 2 discs. The whole first disc is like Popeye and Felix the cat. And that's like, my cat is named after Felix the cat, okay? My black cat. And I love Popeye, okay? They used to show that in the morning. You don't see this anymore, but they used to show Popeye, like, and I would get, every morning I'd be waking up at like 5:30 or whatever, because I have to get, you know, this is when school like started at like 6:15 or something. That's really early, by the way, okay? To start your class at 6:15. It's like you had to be at school at 6 a.m. So anyways, that's what I'm saying. Waking up at 5:30 or 5, you know, the goal was like 5 a.m. But anyways, it was usually 5:30 or like 5:20. And what I'm saying is they had They had 2 cartoons that came on before 6 a.m. where the news would start. And anyways, like Popeye was one of them. Samurai Pizza Cats. I'm a diehard Samurai Pizza Cats fans. By the way, there's only like 50 episodes. There's like 54 episodes of Samurai Pizza Cats, and that's it. And I love that show. Okay, all I gotta say is you can watch it all for free on YouTube. I've seen every episode like hundreds of times. It's my favorite show, and I've just always been wishing they would bring it back and do some new version of it or do a movie about it. So, anyways, I got this class. I finally got it because it's $1.50, and I like all the movies in here. Casper, probably not this 49 Kids Favorites, Disc 3. I could care less about this. I thought this was a joke. I thought someone put this in here and was trying to steal another CD, and then I realized, look, it's actually like glued in here. And then I turn the cover back over and I go, oh, it's 60 cartoons plus the bonus CD. So yeah, this has all the CDs. I'm never gonna listen to that stuff, but the DVDs, yeah. And this is the other thing about DVDs is, it seemed like when DVDs first came out too. I bet you this is a older, like a more first generation type of DVD. This double-sided thing, they stopped doing this, but this was like, it was more common. And what I was saying is like, they used to give you the only it's okay. Here's the reason. Okay, they used to only show you the movies like with the cover with a regular thing, and then it started saying widescreen, and then it started saying full screen. Okay, that's the key, because originally, like, Mission Impossible is one of the greatest. Mission Impossible was one of the first DVDs that ever came out. Okay, that's how I know. I remember I bought that shit for like $40 fucking or something back in the day. Our DVD player was $400. I remember Toshiba DVD player, $400 fucking, dude. And I remember the first fucking comment from one of my friends. He goes, "It looks just like VHS. I can't tell the difference." I'm like, "Man, are you fucking blind?" I was like, "Look, I can fucking finally like read everything." Like the change to DVD was no effing joke. Like the digital wake up, it changed everything. Okay. Anyways, I'm just saying it was cool. I guess we were lucky. My dad, because my dad was always interested in karaoke and stuff. I'll just say most Asians were in the 90s and stuff. So that's why he was so on top of getting a DVD player, because karaoke DVDs, Asian karaoke DVDs was blowing up. Okay, and the DVD player may be extremely expensive. $400. For example, like Mission Impossible being $40, the DVD karaoke's, you could, depending on where you're going, you get it for like $5 or $10. So that's cheaper than a CD back then too. You remember, like back then, you go into Best Buy, CDs, like the standard price was like $15.99 and some $17.99, something around there, depending on where you're going, and then depending on the artist and the CD and whatever, a lot of other factors. But generally, you're paying like $15-20 for an audio CD. So that's what I'm saying. You were paying less than an audio CD for a DVD with video of Asian karaoke. So, but what I'm saying is Mission Impossible, I bought that DVD, and it's a double-sided DVD. One side of the DVD is widescreen, and the other side is full screen. And that's how all the DVDs were when they first came out. Like they didn't do this full screen, widescreen. They did that to make more fucking money. So people could be more fucking. I'm a snob, and I'm only gonna fucking watch full screen or widescreen. I mean, like the theater mode. And I'll just say I prefer widescreen, but that's what I'm saying. That's how it originally came out. It was never like, you never saw a box that said full screen or never or whatever, or it just came out in one version is what I'm saying. But that I thought that was really interesting. That feature like became split up, and then soon you just had, it's like if you wanted to collect all the copies of this movie, you have to like buy double copies now. You have to buy a full screen version and a widescreen version. Stupid. So anyways, now this next one is Flashdance. This is like an extremely classic movie. You're gonna be like, "Man, Eric, why do you like this?" And anyways, this is actually just a movie my mom and my dad both really liked, and it's the story of it is like, we had, again, this back in the day in the VHS, before like you could have stuff, and this was before like rental stores came around, were like everywhere. I'm telling you, back in the 70s, like rental stores. I'll just say there's a video of that follows the inception of Blockbuster from the first time they started, and then plots them over the U.S. all the way up to their like mainstream, all the way back down to like the present time to the very last one. And that's what it's very interesting to see because it's directly following the popularity of and the mass exception of VHS. You know what I'm trying to say is early in the day there were no rental stores, and you like literally only just bought stuff, and that's kind of how it was. That was the thought that you're buying this to view in your house. The renting thing was like a cherry on top kind of thing. So what I'm getting at though is Flashdance is a movie that my dad copied, and we had this whole I'll show you. I have a lot of these. I'm gonna bring them over because this is you cannot have VHS without having these. So I don't have a lot. I'll just say I have 4 of them, and this is the one that doesn't look that does not match. Okay, I think I counted this holds 18 tapes or something like that. But I thrifted all these. They wanted, I think they wanted $3.99 for each of them, and I bought 4 of these for $8. Okay, and then I'm just saying, look how much people are asking for these on eBay. They want $40 fucking for one of these. Okay, so I was just so glad to have them. One of them needs a repair. Okay, the front bezel came off. It's like a glue repair. So anyways, but let me flip through here because I want to just show you the tapes I got here real quick. So this is just kind of like I told you, I like cartoons and stuff. Sorry, it doesn't come all the way up. I got a Captain America tape. Okay, it's Superman, Flintstones, Bugs Bunny, and then the 50 of the greatest cartoons. This 50 of the greatest cartoons. Oh my god! So this is what I'm talking about VHS. Okay, because these all cost the same, or back in the day they probably all cost different prices. But I'm gonna just show you. I'm gonna pull out. Oh man, this is a sweet one I want to show you. This was like one of my rarest ones. These are not rarest, but most desired ones. This is Bugs Bunny and Daffy's Carnival of the Animals. And it's the whole St. Cian's Carnival of the Animals animated. Okay, and I'm just saying this is like you never see this. Okay, and anyway, so but look how big the tape is. Okay, because it's 25 minutes long. Okay, so I'm not quite sure if it's everything. It's probably condensed a little bit in some fashion. But 25 minutes, I think I paid full price for this one, okay? So that's what I'm getting at. You're paying full price for a tape that's only 25 minutes long. And you see like how custom this is. The whole tape is literally only 25 minutes long. The ring plastic part is really big. It's like, I don't know, like specifically made for this. You get what I'm saying? So here we go. Here's a Superman, and these are the old Superman. So back in the day, one of my friends, his dad owned a bazaar, and he rented a thing into this bazaar. So like once a week, you know, he always be giving us free knives, and that's how I got into like getting like little switchblades and knives and stuff. He gives like little like these were like 1-inch blades. It was funny, but it was nice. It was cool. But anyways, but in this bazaar, it's just not the same anymore. It's probably something completely different. But I remember I went there in its dying days, and I was like, this place sucks. But anyways, they had one of those machines, those and it worked too, just where you put in a quarter and you get to watch cartoons and stuff. And the guy actually had like a lot of different reels, because every time I went there, it was a different video. And so I'd always go in there and I pay the 25 cents, and I sit there for like 15 or 20 minutes. These videos were long, and that's what you got. That's what you got. You got like a whole cartoon for 25 cents. Anyways, that's a lot of these type of things is the stuff you see in there. Because like, look, the Superman. Look again. This is full price. Look how short this is, and how small this tape is. So let me see. This is how long is this? It's 30 minutes. It says when they say approximately 30 minutes, it means it's not 30 minutes. Okay, it means it's less than 30 minutes. So it's probably like 28, 27. I'm telling you, they're never 29. Like, they're never right in 30. When they say approximately 30 minutes, that's 25 minutes. That's what it means. So, lastly, okay, this is what I wanted to get to. 50 of the greatest cartoons. Like, I saw the price tag on this one. I paid $4 full price for this one, okay? 6 hours on one tape, okay? And look, it's all the characters I like I told you, I'm trying to watch. And that's what so I guess this was 99 cents too. Anyways, I don't know, I bought it, okay? So what's cool about this
What sucks about this is it's molded, okay, really badly molded, but it's really heavy. You can feel how much heavier it is. Is because the tape is so thick and it's on the slowest speed. So yeah, that's how you're getting this runtime: 5 hours, 54 minutes, and 39 seconds. This is like the only longer you can get on VHS. You have to buy the surveillance camera, time lapse uh, gear, like, and those will let you record like 20 plus hours or something on a regular tape. But I'm just saying, as far as for regular VCRs, we were stuck with 2, 4, and 6 hours. And I just always thought that was so amazing that a tape could hold 6 hours of video and audio. And here's the deal: the 6 hours, it's actually, the way to do it is the quality is best only on a new tape. The second time that you go over it on that speed, that slow speed, the video is automatically crappy. I don't know, maybe you have better film, but that was always my experience with recordable tapes. Is that when you're that first, whatever you were recording off TV, that first time, it was going to be like exactly like you watched it on television, as long as you never re-recorded it. The second you re-recorded over it, you would always have little artifacts. And that's just my experience. But anyways, it sucks. I'm definitely going to try to do something with this, because the mold, hopefully it's just superficial right there. I really want to watch this. But I definitely, what I'm saying is, this is not a tape I'm putting in like my favorite machine. So that's kind of what I wanted to show you about these. Again, this Carnival of the Animals is a really cool one. I haven't watched it yet. But it's just here since I pulled it out. And I don't know, it's probably on YouTube too, but then if you watch it, they're gonna spy on you. You're watching it. So here, this next one, I got some cool stuff in here too. This is also some movies, some thrifts that I thought were incredibly cool that I just did not show you guys. So I got these tapes a couple months ago too. This is kind of like my side was supposed to be more. I'll just say I don't like all sorts of movies. I have my own taste, whatever. So that this was going to be just more like action, like sci-fi action and music based. And so two movies. Okay, I'll show you the first one. This is just generic, but it's Shine. Okay, the David Health guy. I like the movie. I thought it was good. And again, if you have not watched this movie in surround sound, like Dolby Digital or Dolby, let's see what this is. This is Dolby. Okay, good. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm always looking for. This one's encoded with Dolby Surround. That means when you play this tape, like this is what I'm trying to say, is sometimes the video might be crappy, but the audio will always be close to CD quality, is what I'm saying. That's what's so cool about VHS. And so anyways, this is going to sound stellar, especially when they play the Rock 3. There's so many pieces that he plays the Heroic Polonaise, and I'm just saying, I remember watching this on VHS because I rented it, and I watched it in our old home theater, and I was like, man, this sounds so great, like on all the speakers. You know what I'm saying? Because what I'm saying is, you can buy the CD, which is a ubiquitous CD, and it was also a ubiquitous like download, like on Napster back in the days. Like if you downloaded Hungarian Rhapsody #2, it always came up with David Helfgott's recording. That was like the first one that you would download. So, but what I'm getting at is I have that CD, by the way. It's really good. I think he played. I'll just say I think he's a great performer. People want to say whatever. I thought there's also individuality in his playing, so I really enjoyed the CD. I've listened to it more than one time. I've seen this movie more than one time. So anyways, what I want to say about it is that on the CD, you're only getting this 2-channel audio. All the audio in here has been mastered into Dolby Surround. So if that entices you any, so everything sounds absolutely different on this tape than anything else that you can find. It's for sure definitely on YouTube with all this compressed thing. Okay, they definitely don't have any like lossless type of codec. They always are using some kind of compression. So now the next one, I got this. I paid full price, $1. Paid full price for this, $1 too. I couldn't believe I found this up here in the north. But this is the James Conlon when he was the director before Marion Aslot with the Clyburn. And this is, you had to buy this from the Clyburn competition. This has Stanislav Udanich. This is the year Olga Kern won. I'm a huge fan of all these people, and Udanich is a teacher, I believe, somewhere up here. And look at that mouth right there. Look, it's like everybody's opening their mouth. I need to do that more when I play, right? I need to open my mouth more. But anyways, all these dudes are great pianists, and this is a great documentary. Look, I even got this slip. Van Cliburn's sensational victory. It's like a little summary about Van Cliburn. Sorry, right here if you wanna. Probably not gonna be able to read that, but here it is. And this backside is the medalist. So there's Stanislav Udanich, Olga Kern, and then Maxim Filipov. This was the 11th annual. So this was a great one too, again, because I watched this on TV. And by the way, also I bought tapes from them. I have Olga Kern's preliminary recital, which is, it only exists in CD form now. I don't know, I'm sure other people have it, but what I want to say is this was before they live stream stuff, and you had to watch PBS, wait for them to go to the cutscene, call the number, like pretend like, it's essentially a donation, you know, so you're saying you want to buy this, and it's essentially a donation. So, but I think Van Cliburn with this, they're in with some kind of agreement with the public broadcasting station there, because these are coming from like as you see, the Van Cliburn Foundation. So it's like, what I'm saying is these are only produced by them. Like, and what I'm saying is like the live early rounds, I don't know if all those were ever recorded. They definitely were, the audio was, because you can still find the audio, but the video for all the like contestants who didn't win, that's probably lost. But what I'm saying is at one point you could buy all that. And that's what I'm saying. I bought Olga Kern's preliminary recital. She plays the Barber Sonata. That's what I'm saying. I have it on video. And what I'm saying is that stuff was only available like the same day, essentially, that they were performing during those days, because the next day when they had another person, you know, they would be selling the tapes for that person. So they literally just recorded the live stream of what they were showing, and then that's what you got, and that's what I'm saying. So I have that on tape, and I've been meaning to transfer that. I'm probably the only person that has that, the whole thing like uncut. I have the whole thing uncut, and I'll just say the Barber Sonata, at least the fourth movement, whatever. It's like one. It's got a super hard mode. It's incredibly hard. Okay, I can't play it, but I'm just saying it's gonna come up on my channel later. I enjoy the whole sonata. Okay, I really, it's really weird because I would say it's kind of atonal, maybe abstract, but it's really melodic. Okay, it's really melodic. Okay, and that's why I like it so much. I like the whole sonata, but as far as playing it, I'm only gonna ever on my channel do that the last movement. And anyways, what I'm saying, Olga Kern's performance in that preliminary round is fantastic. So the other movies I got here, so I'm trying to collect all the 007s, like with both. You know, all the 007s. So I like 007. So this is Moonraker. I actually watched this a couple days ago. You know, I like Bruce Lee. You know, Jeet Kune Do. Okay, again, my channel is not a joke. Okay, and you should read about Jeet Kune Do, because Jeet Kune Do is a way. It's not a martial arts. It's a thought and a philosophy. And when you read the book, again, I've said this on a previous live stream. It's about 200 something, 40 pages, but only like the first 35 pages are words. Then the last 200 pages are all self-defense. And so that's what I'm saying. Jeet Kune Do is very small, short and concise. And then just reading these 35 pages will change your life. Okay? And this is Bruce Lee's way. So that's why I like Bruce Lee. This is Fist of Fear and Touch of Death. Okay? And this is a really cheap tape. Okay? 90 minutes. And look how little tape there is. So quality's going to be low. Let's see, it's I'll be lucky if it's in stereo, okay? Made in Canada, okay, that tells you one thing already, okay, that it's gonna be weird, okay? I'm sorry, Canadians are great, they're nice people, but I'm just saying it's just very backwards, okay? And so anyways, even the box, like I noticed when I saw this box, I was like, man, this box, like, it feels and looks weird, it looks Canadian, okay? So it is Canadian, okay? And anyways, 90 minutes on this short amount. This is made in 2000 too, so this is like at the end of days of VHS too. That's kind of cool. So anyways, that's the kind of stuff. And then Blade, Wesley Snipes. I'm not like a Wesley Snipes fan, but I just like Blade. I love everything about Blade. Okay, this movie is kick-ass in surround sound. Okay, now the thing about these is you have to have a big screen TV. Okay, back in the day, We had a 35-inch television, Sony Trinitron. Okay, just look that up. That is legendary. Like when we gave that away, man, we got hollered at by like 150 people in 1 hour wanting this television. When my dad listed this television, he was just like, "You just have to lift it down from the second floor," you know. And so whoever did, they came with 3 guys or whatever, and they got it down. But man, that bitch was huge. But that's what I'm saying. The Sony Trinitron 35-inch motherfucking CRT TV with Dolby Surround, and that's how you watched movies, man. And 35 inches may sound small to you, but like 35 inches was fucking enormous back then, guys. Like this whole like 50 and 70, like that is kind of crazy. And so, by the way, I'm not complaining, because what I'm trying to say is I'm trying to get a deal for a set of. I do not want to. My next television is going to be 70 plus. Is all I'm saying. It's going to be motherfucking big. So that's I'm waiting for them to do like huge deals or something, or I'm just waiting for it to happen. You know what I'm saying? So when it happens, I will be ready, and that, you know, obviously that's going to go in my modern home theater. Which, by the way, the receiver I got, I didn't show you guys, for my modern home theater. You know, it's got all the HDMI and Bluetooth and crap. I thrifted that too. I paid like $15 or something. I think they wanted $30. Or I remember $29.99 or something. I bought it half day. So, and it's a nice receiver. It's a 7.1 channel Denon 7.1, 130 watts every channel. I got it for $15. So go look that up. The thing is like, oh, definitely over $100. So, anyways, those are some VHS. Whoops, that I want to go through right now. Sorry, I hit something. Now, this is what I want to. One of the things I want to talk about. The last media. Now, there's 2 people. Please stick around for this. I'm going to make fast. Someone was trying to hide this. It was completely out of the video section, and they put it under some clothes on top of the shelf. It was like 3 shelves across from all the media section. Okay, and in general, I'll just say horror movies are like always going to be gold. Okay, period. If it's not worth a couple dollars, it's going to be worth like $20 or something. Okay, and I got Growing Pains, Elvira. Okay. And I took a video of me finding this. I'm probably going to post a short. Look, I got it for 50 cents, dude. Growing Pains, Elvira. Look, even on the front, you can see they wanted $28. They wanted $30 for this. $3 to rent it, $30 to buy it, okay? And that's what I'm trying to say. Like, VHS was not cheap, guys. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I'm going so crazy, because I used to rent this shit. $3 is really cheap. When Blockbuster was at its heyday, I remember I hated fucking Blockbuster, because not only like did you have to pay fucking $5 for their fucking videos, it's like you were fucking 1 minute late or a day late, it's like $2 fine, and it's like the next time you rent out, it's like they let you build up the fine to a little bit, but then like soon it's like you get logged out, like they make you pay the fine. And so what I'm saying is like, so anyways, I never tried to get the fines at all, but I'm saying look this, I'm gonna look it up right now for you guys how expensive this tape is, okay? Elvira, let's see. Elvira Growing Pains. Elvira. I already know it's expensive. Oh my god, this tape is fucking really expensive. Guys, look. I got it for 50 cents on eBay. People want $50, $35, $30, $50. I'm telling you, my copy, let's look how good my copy is. It's in a box. I got all the covers and everything. Look, my sticker's nice. And everything's crazy. This is even run. Look, what's even nicer is this is a high quality tape too. Exactly. It says not only says super high quality tape, it's a lot of tape. Okay, only 90 minutes, and it's that much tape. Means this tape is gonna just look like butter on the screen. The video is gonna be so sharp, you know, and the sound is also improved as well. It's less blurpy, if that makes sense. You know, if you're the audio on slow speeds, you're more prone to hearing like really wide fluctuations, if that makes sense. When the speed of the tape is a lot faster, you don't notice it as much. So, anyways, hell yeah, fuck yeah, I'm not reselling this bitch. Look, like I spent $50, $47 at the thrift store today, and I got this tape alone is worth everything I got. Okay. So that's gonna stay there for a little bit, and I'm watching that tonight too. I got some food and shit after I talk here. That's gonna get ready. So here's the other VHS I got. It's just not as important. So I'm a Bruce Willis fan, you know, and you know, I'll just say just your prayers out to his family and stuff. And I'm not trying to see all this fake news about his life. We know it's deteriorating. Okay, I'll just say there's a lot of fake news about the status of him and stuff. So that's just whatever. But anyways, Tears of the Sun. I got it for 50 cents. It's a Bruce Willis. I'm trying to collect all the Bruce Willis movies. You know, any Bruce Willis movie, I'm gonna try to pick up. So, anyways, this is cool because this is an original one. Look, that's what I'm saying. This is like one you would pay like this is probably like 15 or 18 bucks when you bought it from Best Buy back in the day. And like hi-fi, okay, especially that's the other thing you have to look on VHS: Dolby Surround and hi-fi. Because what does the hi-fi mean? Like on that other tape, they didn't put hi-fi and stuff in here because you bought it from the store. But what it means is that one, the actual tape is yes probably going to be a little bit better quality, but also look at the speed and the amount of tape. It's the maximum amount of tape. So in this movie, how long is this movie? Sorry, again, my eyes are bad, guys. It's 121 minutes, so it's right over 2 hours. So this is hitting that exact, like I said, 2, 4, and 6 hour mark of videos. And so this next one I got is this Muhammad Ali, because okay, I like fighting. Okay, I like classic fighting, like Bruce Lee, Muhammad Ali, like famous guys, like wrestling. I like wrestling too. So, anyways, this is I just don't have the video. It's some movie about him or something. Let's see, what is this? It's a polygram. Okay, it's 94 minutes, an hour and a half. When We Were Kings. Looks like someone watched a little bit of it. I'm trying to see how the sound is. It has closed captioning. This doesn't even say it's in stereo as well. Oh, okay, cool. This is, well, so though it says Dolby Digital here, this means that the release had Dolby Digital. This does not mean that the VHS has Dolby Digital, because believe me, there's no VHS has Dolby. So I'll just say it's likely likely it has Dolby. Okay, so this probably they did not mark it, but I bet you this when you play this, it'll be Dolby Surround. And I only say that because the original had it. If the original did not have that on there, the Dolby Digital, then it would probably be mono or just stereo. Okay, now here's the next thing I got, guys. I didn't show you guys this either. This is going for my piano in my garage. I paid full price for this. Actually, I bought this earlier in the week, $6. Okay, it's just a dartboard. It does not have the case thing, but look, I bought it because look, it's like never been used. Okay, if the dartboard has 1,000 effing holes in it, it's like I'm not gonna buy it. And that's usually what you see in the store. You either see that they have the cabinet without this because the guy threw away the board because the board's got so bad, or it's just the cabinet, or the cabinet's in there with the board that's completely crap. So anyways, more often than not, you find the cabinets. You never find these new. Like this is new. This is like never been used. There's not one hole. I'm sure maybe there's a couple holes. There's 1, 2. But what I'm saying is like this is like a virgin dartboard. Okay, it's never been used. Okay, and I'll eventually get the board, the what do you call it? Whatever. It's case later because I see them all the time. I just never buy them because I've never had the board, or the board's been terrible. So, yeah, that's going in my garage. Now it's back to some audio stuff. Okay. Now I got this for $250, guys. Okay. Now this is effing sweet because this is going in my retro home theater. So my retro theater, it's like I have a tape player, turntable, and a CD. I'll show you the next thing, but obviously the CD. So you'll see what. So anyways, look, this is Sherwood. DD 1030. Now what's cool about this, okay, like if you watch my last video, because I've seen so many tape decks, okay, and I mean I wanted to buy them all, you know, just even having more than one is just I want them. Anyways, I haven't bought them all, and this one I specifically bought because it had the counter is Sherwood. You know, I'm hoping that's a nice version, but what I like about it, one, it works. Okay, I plugged it in, it works. Okay, I got this for $250, by the way. It has high-speed dubbing. Okay, and that is like an amazing feature to have. You know, I'm just saying, not all tape decks will have that. Okay, and so it's real clean, and it's got like the record level. Again, the counter. Look, they open nice and slow. Look at that. I wish my piano closed like that. I hate that my piano thing is just like slams on your hands. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, so it's got A and B. It's legit. So this is what I'm going to use for my tapes. And again, Eric, what are you going to play? The first two tapes I'm putting in here. I'm going to put the Chipmunk Christmas album in side A. I'll put this Ozzy live in 1991 CD in side B. These are the first two things I'm listening in this when I hook it up. So as far as the CD deal now, I have a number of CD things, but I think I'm gonna go with this one, and I'm pretty sure it works. So I tried it in the store and everything, but look, I paid $5 I paid $5.50 for this, guys. Sony 5-disc CD changer. You know, I also want it's harder to find the 5-disc DVD changer. That's essentially kind of, I prefer to have that. But still, just the audio, having the audio is nice because, you know, what I can do with this, there's a lot of classical stuff that's double CD or quadruple CD, okay? And just to have all of them in there at one time and be able to, like, listen to it all the way through without having to ever get up is a really cool feature. And so anyways, it works and everything, opens and plays. There's nothing wrong with like an error read disc. And if you look at a lot of other Sonys, the front interface is very different. I'll just say this one's nice. It has like this 1 through 10 down here. Not all of them have this 1 through 10 down here. It's just like they only have like a play fast forward and stuff. And so anyways, that's what I got for my CD audio. This is you can guys look it up. What's the model number? So I'm gonna look this up now. I'm gonna look it up at Sherwood actually, and I'm gonna look this up. I wonder how much this is. So CDP CE405. The other one, you're like, I'm aware Sony made a 300 disc changer too. My dad had it, so I've already had that, and that's cool. We still have it, by the way. That's cool. I'll just add more than 300 CDs. My dad had like 100 and like he had like a little over 200 CDs, so it worked for him, and he could always leave all his CDs. But once you have more than 300 CDs, what happens is that you're just gonna get a total effing mix-up of all those CDs, and it's like it's just better to have a single disc player or one that does 3 or 5. That's my opinion on CDs, okay? Because once you start, you're gonna have to start exchanging discs in and out. And again, now when discs are classical stuff is 2 and 4 discs long, and you're trying to do this with a CD changer where you've already cataloged disc 1 is this and disc 89 is this. You can't just be pulling out all these discs, or it's going to be messing up your program. So that's my opinion on those 300 disc changers. And I'll just say they never work too. They're always broken, you know. But I've seen I've seen it twice. It's just not been an interest for me. But the 5-disc changer has. Okay. So anyway, so what do we got here? Let's see. The Sony CDP CE405. Okay, it's people want $50, 20. I'll say it's probably worth $30. That's my estimation. This thing's probably worth $20, 20 to $30. And look, of course, now they immediately show the huge 300 disc changer one. So that's cool. I'm happy to have it because I'm just saying Sony. So certain Sony products made back in the day they're high quality. You know, I'll say like, yeah, you could probably go like way higher quality with some certain different speaker brands and stuff. But I'm just saying, as far as their CD players and receivers, they were pretty good. So definitely better than RCA is what I'm trying to say. So anyway, so yeah, so I got that one. Now let's see about this my tape player, this Sherwood. How much is this one? So again, I'm not actually too worried about all my stuff not matching either. I would just like to have one of everything. I'm probably gonna be trading them out. You know what I'm saying? Like as I come across more, or just feel like I just want to just be using a different player for whatever day. And I'm just saying that's part of it. You could kind of never do this back in the day unless you just had like an ass ton of money, because like you're not going to be buying like multiple 5-disc CD changers, you know, unless you just have the money to do that. What I'm saying is you were like stuck with what you bought, and that's how a lot of like 90s technology was. And so a lot of people, especially when it came to the computers, that's how like Packard Bell and Compaq got away with so much shit. I'm not even going to get into that conversation, but you know, or Dell, you know, I'm just not a fan of Dell, okay? And anyways, but it has to do with that consumer expectation and knowledge versus the producer's ability to create the product, you know. And if they don't have to tell you, if the less they can tell you, the better, okay? But that's what I'm saying. That's even how our food is, sadly. So that's why we have food instructions. So anyways, let's look at this. Okay, Apple is also giving an update. See this, it's Sherwood. DD 1030. Let's see. Okay, that's $30. Okay, cool. I'm glad I paid $250. Okay. I got one more thing. You could be like why? But again, it's just like when you see how much this stuff was. So this is unopened, guys. This is a 20 by 20 inch automatic gable end shutter. So like under the tiers of your roofing, it's like a ventilation hole. This is aluminum. It's not plastic. Okay, so this will essentially just last forever. You know what I'm saying? Like all the siding and plastic stuff, it becomes brittle and just starts chipping away. So anyways, my garage right under where my piano is right now, like I need it sealed off. But in the summer, there's actually two squares back there. I don't know how big they are. They're close to this size. I have them boarded up, but that's probably what was originally there. Is that they probably originally had a fan and a vent, two of them. So anyways, but I'm gonna board up one and just obviously just use one. So, but it's awesome. It's like way at the top. It's at the absolute top at the back of my garage. That's exactly what I need, so that in the summer I can get a breeze going through my garage, because man, it gets hot in there is what I'm trying to say, and just having this fan in my garage will make it tolerable the whole summer. Okay, you know, of course it's going to get hotter and hotter, but what I'm saying is you're always going to have this nice cool airflow under there. So, and anyways, look, I paid, they wanted $10, I paid $5 half day today. Home Depot has these for like 60, 50s, up to like $80, okay? And it's not even open, it's like never been used. It's still stapled and everything shut. And I think that concludes my Monday thrift. So, it's kind of hard. I mean, this one, I almost don't want to play it just yet, okay? I kind of just still want to bask in the tape while I watch other tapes. But I probably will watch one of these movies. This is a documentary type of movie, so I love documentaries. Obviously, you know, I like history type stuff, so that's kind of what this is. Or the Bruce Willis. Yeah, I'm gonna try to fix This one, I'll just say this is going in my garage too. This is a garage guitar now, okay? And this one actually, I'm gonna right now. This is like the first thing I want to do. I'm gonna clean this now, because again, this is like disgusting. It's got like this has definitely just been sitting somewhere forever. It's like all the dust. I don't know if you guys can see in the crevice there. But you know, and like especially look here, right there. If I had light, you'd be able to see more of it. But what I'm saying is like it's like I don't care about. Look, it's got like a little blemish. I don't really care about those blemishes. So it's not cracked or anything. So, anyways, I want the last thing I wanted to say is that so yeah, please watch my other live stream. You know, shout out, thanks to Jerry. He was my piano mover, and I was just very impatient with this thing. Obviously, you know, I like piano, so I wanted it. But anyways, it got delivered today, so I did that live stream in my. Phone went out of batteries, but I was surprised that it recorded for 40 minutes, considering how much charge I still had. But I played. I think I just played a passion on it or whatever. So that's kind of what got cut out. Because I played for like an hour. And that piece is like 20 minutes or something like that. And then so yeah, but what I was gonna say, so I'm gonna cut that video up because like I didn't like just practice. It's kind of more of a performance type of thing, and it's because I wanted to demonstrate for myself. I'll just say piano needs a lot of work. Okay, not going to get into it right now, but as far as after the work's done, it'll be usable. Okay, I'm just saying if you wanted to have some like real serious recording concerts, I say, I mean, you probably want a better piano. That's just as the truth. But anyways, it's all there, and I played the crap out of it. That was what I wanted to see, is if it could withstand 1 hour of me playing, what would happen. So I already knew, like, it's just like this needs to be adjusted. So, but it was, but nothing big, and outside the tuning, which excuse me, my throat is really dry. I'll just say the tuning is going to take a lot of work, because the piano has just been sitting on its side, like in the cold forever. You know, I'll just say it takes a good month just for like the first acclimation, and a good year for like stuff to finally just begin becoming solid. So, and that, you know, that's the nature of wood. And so, anyways, what I'm saying is, well, I'll just tell you, now I know why the piano was let go. It doesn't really make it too terrible or anything. It is a concern. It does affect the sound, but there's a huge crack going like all the way up the piano. Man, it is a big crack. I didn't see. I guess you don't see it as much when the piano was on its side, is what I'm saying. But once you have the piano lifted like this, and the crack open. And so, anyways, I know how to like shim it and fix it, but I'm just saying I'm not doing that now. My goal right now, I'll just say that is like the biggest thing for this piano now. But as far as the action, like all the action has like new parts. The keys are the original keys, but like the hammers, the shanks, all the dampers, and the felts are all new. So the original strings, okay. So, anyways, but I'm just saying after a year or whatever, during one summer, then I'll tend to that crack. If anything, just to fill it in and make it tighter will make it's just such an enormous difference on the sound. So I know there's a lot. I'll just say I know a lot of ghetto tricks that'll work. I've been thinking about how I'm gonna do it already. You know, ideally is to fill it in with wood. That's what I'm trying to do. But I'm just saying, outside of the wood, you know, there's other things that you have to consider. But anyways, other than that, like, and then hammer work, like I said, it's got new hammers, but they need to be one plated a little bit. I prefer them to be a little bit harder. They're kind of like really soft right now. And I'm a person that does not like putting any type of chemicals on any part of the piano. Okay, so I don't believe in that. You know, you may temporarily do something for a little bit, or it may work maybe, but in the long run, it's not going to work. Okay, so what I'm saying is I want the hammers to harden naturally from my playing. You know, to get that brittleness and that hardness, and I'll just say especially in the high end up here, like this piano, I don't know how old the hammers are compared to the hammers on that piano because they're both new, but what I'm saying is they sound completely different. Like this piano like pretty much sparkles in the high notes when they're in tune. So actually there's a lot of adjustments I have to go through this piano. If you guys want to know, one is I have to change all the center pins on every single one of these. So, but I'm going to start out with just doing the ones that keep going bad. Two, the other thing is my sauce menudo pedal is misaligned, and like I'll show you what happens. Like when I use the sauce menudo pedal. Like, see this G? I didn't press that G. But it's like registering that I pressed it as a sauce menudo, and then the other thing is now the left pedal too. This is also why why my piano sounds the way it sounds. I'm just saying it needs a lot of regulation. It needs hammer work. Newer hammers like especially down at like the bass string is buzzing, and then two, when you see how like compacted that hammer is, because this is I'll just say B flat is a huge note that I always play on the piano. Given that it goes down there, so I'll just say it's a popular note on the piano. So that particular hammer is like worn the F out. That's why it sounds so harsh. But likewise, what I'm saying is I kind of like that harshness, you know. So anyways, but yeah, that piano is up there. It doesn't sound like that. The bass, I'll just say overall it sounds real dead. Okay, that's all I can describe how and it reacts like it's dead. Like you're like really playing into the keys, and like it's not like the volume isn't enough or something. You know, I know the piano can produce more. You know, I'm telling you that definitely has to do with probably the crack in the soundboard. But anyways, on this piano. So the other thing now is now all the hammer alignment. It's like when I use my soft pedal, it's like the reason I don't use my soft pedal is because on some notes the hammer's misaligned and it sounds like I'm playing wrong notes. Let me see. It's like one of the notes up in the top. Yeah, there you go. So I gotta fix this one. There's a simple fix, but I'm just saying this is stuff I gotta do. So that's why I don't use a soft pedal, because here, the thing about it is once I fix that note, it's like I have to misalign so much other stuff, and then I think it's like that is because I had a lot of trouble with this piano, okay, with the regulation stuff, and it's always changing and moving. And anyways, it's so like when you mess with one note, if it barely touches any other note, it like completely puts everything out of alignment. So anyways, that's the sauce menudo pedal. I'll just say, just this is hitting the wrong note, but what I'm telling you, the bigger picture is that every single hammer is misaligned. That's what I'm trying to say. So, that's just like a whole thing where I got to go back and redo every single one and check here. You know, I'll just say the majority of them are actually pretty on, but I'll just say just ones like that are like particularly bad. So, and then as far as hammering the pins, I'm not gonna do that anymore on this piano. So everything is I'm just gonna hopefully try to overstretch the strings. Maybe that helps a little bit, just overstretching the strings like a lot, you know. I mean that should definitely help a little bit. So especially I'll just say a lot of these strings up. I'll just say all these strings up here. I've replaced all these strings like 40 times since I've had this piano. I'm not joking. From this E all the way up, I've changed these strings 40 times. Over 40 times. I've had this piano for almost 20 years. So, I've had it before. I think it's even happened on one of my live streams where I changed it and like the same day it broke again. So, and I was watching these videos, and this is also something I'm considering with that piano too, is also there's a number of things that would cause that the piano to be losing its crown, and also the board cracking. I mean, there's a lot of reasons, but one of them is to detune the whole piano and then refactory tune it. And that's what a lot of people don't realize or think about, or like why a piano, like people don't realize that a piano that you tune all the time is going to be more healthy. And what I'm saying is, these are extremes, but well, when you release all the tension on the strings, you really like deform, letting the crown and the wood on the soundboard deform a little bit. And what I'm saying is, like, you have to tune a drum head. And if I played drums in high school too, so that was like another instrument. I did drumline and stuff, so I was like, all with the syncopated and diddles and really just a lot of syncopation, man, for real. I'll just say I'm a terrible percussionist. So I have a lot of respect for like percussionists that, even just drummers and just percussionists in general that have a lot of rhythm, because I don't. But anyways, when you're tuning the drum heads, is what I'm saying, is the same idea is that you need to approach tuning the piano. I'll leave it like that. So what I'm saying is, I've seen so many different methods. I'll just say I learned this from a guy, like just very, very recently. But like even if you're gonna tune the piano starting here and go all the way up, what's gonna happen is the tension, the directions of the tension are not gonna be even and straight, And so essentially, I'll just say it's real. He had a 40-minute video on it, but it's real easy. Essentially, you're going to tune the piano into equal temperament using augmented chords. Okay. That's your first one, okay? And then, what you're saying is so this is starting at A augmented. And you're going to tune A augmented all the way up to the top. So you're going to get up to this A, which is out of line. Okay? See? That's what I was saying. You guys see that? How easily that came out of line? So anyways, but what I'm saying is, so you're going to tune it all the way up, and then what you're going to do is you're going to go up a third, minor third, and you're going to do C augmented. And you're going to do C augmented all the way up, and that'll get you up to here. And then you're going to come back down, and this is like when you're tightening bolts, is what I'm trying to say. This is what piano tuners don't do. Like, I just say I've seen it. And this is what I'm saying. When you have a factory tuned piano, it sounds different, it reacts different, and it stays different. And that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm getting broken strings here, is what I'm saying, is because the tension is not even, and it's not correct, okay? It's putting a huge amount of tension on wrong points. So that's what I'm saying. What needs to be done here, and also what I'm saying with that Kanabi, is I might just detune the whole piano. Like, I'm telling you, like, detune the F out of it all the way down, to almost to the point where I can, and this is what I'm saying, like, the way to fix the crack would, that's essentially what I'd have to do is detune all the strings, or remove all the strings, so that they're coming off their hitch pens, and so that there's zero pressure on the soundboard, and then attack it that way, and then put it back together. But that's what I'm saying. Essentially, same here is to detune this whole piano down, and then retune it back up, because I have not done that with this piano. And when that guy showed me that method, and so what I'm saying is, if you're doing those augmented chords of 3 tones each, and you have like all these tones and melodies, that means you're doing four like ratchet increments, which increase evenly all across the piano. So your next one's going to be B A sharp augmented. And then you're going to go a minor third from that, and then you're going to have D augmented. And that's every note. You've tuned every note on the piano. That evenly tensions the whole piano up. So you get what I'm saying? Because a lot of people now, that's what I'm saying. Mics don't pick this shit up, but they're all talking about trying to start the tuning from your piano from the bottom and going all the way up. And I'm just saying, You never do that. That's just like, do you ever tighten a wheel that like going all the way around like that? No, you crisscross. And that's what this is doing with the tuning. So, you know, this guy was seriously dropping some effing knowledge in this. So I'm real, you know, happy that he did do that, because a lot of people were either just didn't understand. You know, once he explained to me with the drum head, and I was like, it made so much sense, and I was like, yes, he is correct. So anyways, that's some tuning stuff for you guys, because I'm just saying, if you look at every other piano tuner, you're going to see what they do. They take out that red ribbon. They start right in the middle of the piano. They're in the meaty spot, and they poke all those, and they tune all those, whatever. So, I mean, I do that too. So that's what I'm saying. That's what I've always done with this piano. But I really want to detune the whole thing, is what I'm saying. So, anyways, yeah, that's the end of my stream. I'm gonna eat. Oh yeah. So what I wanted to say is, yeah. So the videos, I'm going to re-upload those videos and separate those pieces out, because, like I said, I was just not like effing around or practicing something slow. It's more or less, I just play all complete pieces. You know. So, anyways, I'm gonna re-upload all those complete pieces, separated, you know, all at once. And I know this annoys certain people, so I'm just saying, if you want to unsubscribe or turn off notifications for that, do that now. Because at some point, I don't know when I'm done eating, or tomorrow, or later in the week, I'm gonna upload all those at one time, and you're gonna. I think actually YouTube has gotten much better about it. They just lump it all into one. But I guess if you have notifications turned on, maybe you receive all of them. I don't know. So, anyways, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. That's all my musical thrifts for today. You know, I'm gonna eat. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please check out my video. My